Hello, everyone. I just wanted to jump on really quick and just talk really shortly about the chakras. So we're talking about these ones here in particular, the seven basic chakras that that we are normally used to seeing. So these are the seven basic chakras here that we are talking about today, and I work a lot with the chakras. I'm very chakra based in my work. I read from a chakra deck. I work with my clients, and when I am smudging my clients, I smudge them. Starting from their crown, going all the way down. As I'm smudging them, I'm looking into their chakras, looking for any imbalances that are happening for them, anything that's showing me some kind of work that needs to be done in the chakras. And so based off of that, I've comprised a little bit of a list. I'm not going to go over all of them because I'm going to eventually roll this out as a actual checklist that you can use for yourself as a little handy tool to help you decide which one of your chakras are out of balance, and then how to work on them. Eventually we'll talk about that. But today I'm just going to give a couple of tips on how to tell which one of your chakras are out of balance. So we're just going to go, like I said, just a little short video. So the first chakra that we're going to start from is the root chakra. And that chakra here is located at the base of your spine, right here. And if you're familiar with Kundalini, the Kundalini snake rests right here in the root chakra, and then eventually when it's activated, it works its way up. That chakra is also called the Muladhara chakra, and it is the I am chakra. So what are some of the things that are going to be experienced by you, some symptoms to tell when your root chakra is off balance? One of them can be a feeling of being lost or out of place, like you just don't belong anywhere. You don't feel like you really belong in your groups of friends. You don't feel like you really belong in your family. There's just nowhere in the world where you really feel like this is my place. This is where I belong. That could mean that your root chakra is off balance. Another thing could be a feeling of feeling fearful or anxious. So your actual surroundings don't feel comfortable to you. You don't feel safe. You don't feel like you're able to relax or feel settled in to your environment. And that could be your work environment as well as your home environment. These very basic foundation type feelings and type of systems in your life. So work and home are two of those main systems in your life. And it also it could be that your surroundings don't feel like they reflect who you are. You just don't feel like yourself, your expression is not coming through where you are. You don't feel like the things that are in your house, they don't reflect who you are. The way that you even dress yourself or adorn yourself, they don't really reflect who you are. So that kind of out of place where you're just not really making it your own. Your home doesn't feel like your own. It doesn't have things in it that make you feel like, hey, this is me and I'm in here. So those are some quick little tips that may mean that your root chakra is off. So the next chakra that we're going to go over now is the sacral chakra. And that one is located right here, right below your navel. And your belly area is also inclusive of your reproductive organs. So that's also called the Svadhisthana chakra in Sanskrit, and it is the I feel chakra. So that's like your feelings, your pleasure center, your creativity center, enjoyment, desires, things like that. So when your sacral chakra is off balance or there's issues, you might feel like you're too busy to make time for the things that you enjoy. It just doesn't feel like the right time ever to do something that's just for you. You're always busy. Your pastimes are mostly filled on activities that you feel either obligated to, or in your opinion you deem them productive. So you're only doing things that feel that way, that are fulfilling a need for being productivity. So hello. And so if you're feeling that, if you're feeling like you're just too busy and you don't want to slow down and do things that feel good, that are just enjoyable, that are just fun. Those could be things that are a sign that your sacral chakra is off balanced or blocked. What's another one here? You're experiencing actual blocks in your creativity, your sensuality, or your sexuality. Those are also signs to help you decide that your sacral chakra may be blocked and may need to have some work done on that. So next chakra that we're going to go up from there is the solar plexus chakra. So the solar plexus chakra is right here. It's kind of in your navel area, right above your navel. I actually include the navel on it when I'm doing work on chakras as well. And then going like right under your like sternum and rib cage area, like right that whole area. That's your like center of who you really are. That's your foundation. That's how you see yourself and your self-image. It is also called the Manipura in Sanskrit, and is the I do chakra. So the I do chakra now affects, if you are imbalanced or having issues in that, you may have a constant need for validation. You may constantly not be able to see where you stand in the world unless you're just getting that constant reinforcement from others, or how you perform your tasks, or how you perform certain labels. So if I'm not good today, if I don't feel good today as a mother, then now I don't feel good as a person. Or if I don't feel good today, that's how I perform my job, then I don't feel like a good person. So those kind of things where you're using outside sources to decide for you how you should see yourself and your self-image, that could be an indication that something's off in your solar plexus. Another thing would be you can't tell the difference between your gut instincts and fears or programmed responses. So if you want to feel like it's your intuition, but you also are like having flashbacks, or you're very, very tied into fears, and then that feeling of anxiety that a lot of times for a lot of us lives in our stomach and in that area anyways, not being able to be tuned in to that, to be able to filter out the fears and then just tap into, no, this is really an instinct I have a gut instinct about that, but you're just not able to do that. That could be a sign that you need to do work in your solar plexus area. And let's see, what else is another one for that. Also, like if it's hyperactive, you might be feeling controlling or intolerant of others. So not giving people the chance to be themselves is also an indication that you may need some work to do in your solar plexus area as well. So our next chakra is the heart chakra, and obviously located in our heart chest area right here, as you can see. And the color is green. And that is the Anahata chakra in Sanskrit, and it is the I love. Obviously, the I love chakra. So when you have imbalances in your heart chakra, you may be feeling like you yourself are unloving or unlovable and unloving. So both. So if you're not able to give out that love, or you're able to receive love in, it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel like a good time for that. And just everything about that just feels icky, or you're not able to accept that, or you have a lot of heavy feelings around your heart concerning that. That could be an indication that your heart chakra itself needs to be balanced in some sort of way. Another one could be you don't want to communicate your emotions. You don't want to even go there. You don't want to think about them. You don't want to tap into that. It starts to give you that fluttery feeling, or starts to bring tears to your eyes, and you shut it down like, nope, I don't want to feel that. That can be an indication, and as well as is also receiving that the opposite way. Somebody else wants to talk about their emotions. Somebody else wants to express those things to you, and it feels very uncomfortable, and you're just completely closed off to that idea. That's also another indication that your heart chakra may need to have some balance and some work done on them. And again, today I'm just talking about ways to kind of discern, just quick ways to kind of discern which one of these chakras could be an issue for you. In a future time, we can talk about what kinds of things we can do to bring those into balance. But this is just kind of like a little quick check-in for you in order for you to see for yourself which one of those chakras are something that you need to work on. So that was the heart chakra. Next, we're going to go for the throat chakra. And of course, the throat chakra is literally located in our throat area, right in our neck area right there. That is referred to in Sanskrit as the Vishuddha chakra, and it is the I speak chakra. So obviously the seat of your voice is your throat chakra. Imbalances and irregularities in your throat chakra could look like my creative expression through words, which could be writing or speaking, has been blocked lately. So even though I'm normally a writer or I'm normally a speaker, if I'm having issues and difficulties doing those kinds of things and it just won't come out, I'm just blocked in my words or my writing, the words just won't come to me, that could be a block in your throat chakra. Obviously, withholding your own truth and withholding your own words, even if you really feel like there's a reason for it, there's just like, I have things to say, but for some reason I don't feel like I can share them, that could be a block in your throat chakra as well. And then hyperactively, you could be gossiping more and listening less. Just not really wanting to listen and just kind of just needing to talk gossipy or just constantly going. That could be an imbalance in your throat chakra as well. It's not really commonly known, but silence is something that does come from the throat chakra. Just being able to sit in silence and just being able to enjoy the silence is something that's governed by the throat chakra. So if you're not able to sit with that, that could be something that is an issue that comes from your throat chakra as well. So our next chakra that we're going to be doing here is the third eye. And obviously, that's right here in the middle of our forehead here, where I got my little bindi today. So throat chakra is your forehead area. Third eye chakra is your forehead area. That is the Ajna chakra in Sanskrit, and it is the IC chakra. The color is purple. The color for throat chakra was a blue, and usually I see that as a very like icy and kind of a turquoisey blue for the throat chakra. And then the third eye, I see it as a very bright purple, like a little bit lavenderish, or maybe even a little darker than lavender. And so for third eye, some of the issues that could be an indication that you need to work on your third eye chakra could be you don't have or have not been consistent in a regular spiritual practice. So if you had one previously and now you just find it like hard for you to tap into that lately, you just don't feel like really pinning yourself down and getting back into your meditations, your prayers, your Reiki, whatever it is that your spiritual practice, talking to your ancestors, lighting your candles on your altar, whatever that might be, you're not doing it or you haven't started one, that can be an indication that there's a blockage going on in your third eye chakra. Also, you have been having confusing dreams or nightmares lately. So third eye issues can come a lot in your dreams, can actually manifest themselves as very confusing dreams, just having like really weird, not being able to discern what those dreams have anything to do with, or just very, very scary, haunting dreams happening to you. Not all the time. The nightmares can sometimes also mean other things, but that could be an indication. Or another one could be you have lost or have had trouble finding your purpose and or gifts. So your purpose in life, your gifts, your actual talents, your actual, connections with, with spirit telling you whatever it is that you do, where you're able to like discern card readings, or you're able to like just know instinctively, certain information, and you've just been blocked for that lately. Any of those kinds of things could also be an indication that there is an issue in your third eye, or you never did. You just don't know. I don't know what my purpose is in life. I don't know what my mission is. Either I had it and I don't feel connected to it anymore, or I just have always had a hard time connecting with that. I don't know, what does spirit want from me? That type of connection that you would have and be able to receive those kind of downloads and be able to discern that type of information and feel connected to it could very much be an issue with your third eye chakra. So that's something that you can look further into. The last one that we have here now is the crown chakra. And as you see, it kind of rests like on the crown of the head, and then also above, and it's like connected to it. And when I see that, when I'm working with clients, it looks like a whole halo of like stars and constellations. If it's very, very clear and it's just smooth running, the stars are there. They're very lit, but they're not super busy. They're not cluttered, and there's not a bunch of movement or extra things going on in there. If it's being very boggled by somebody being very much in their head, it just looks like a whole very, very busy city, and lots of communication and lots of like movement, just busy bee going up there when someo's in their head a lot. That chakra is referred to as the Sahasrara chakra in Sanskrit, and it is the I understand chakra. And I've seen this one depicted in different colors before. So this is kind of like a darker purple. In this particular chart, I've seen it as an indigo, like a very indigo dark blue. I've seen it as a lighter purple, maybe more like a lavender or Easter egg purple color. I've seen that depicted as different colors. When I see it as a very deep indigo color when I'm working with clients. So whichever one of those resonates with you. And what are some of the indications that the crown chakra could be off balance or needing work? Obviously that you've been in your head a lot, or the thoughts are just going a mile a minute, just thinking. You can't bog any of them down. You can't like really just pin them down to find an answer or a decision, and they're just going. That could be an indication that you need to work on your crown chakra. Another one, you have been stuck on superficial ideals such as greed or timelines or looks, anything that we consider superficial. So it's not really deep, it's on the surface. You care about your look, you care about your image, you care about the timelines of things. This very Virgo energy that we've been talking about lately, that you'll see on our episode coming up soon as well. That energy of like just being in your head, and these things have to be done a certain way, they have to look a certain way, they have to bring an exact amount of money, and then that's not obviously if you have things that you have to pay and it needs to come in a certain amount of money because that bill needs to be paid. That's obviously very different. That's a survival thing, but we're just talking about when it's just greed. Those kind of things can be very, very crown chakra based, because you're so much in your head and you're not connected with your heart. You're not connected with your pleasure center and doing things out of enjoyment. You're not connected with the solar plexus of, do I do this because this is who I really am, and this is who I really see myself as. Instead, you're doing them just for the reason of it's going to make me a profit, or it's going to make me look a certain way. Those kinds of things, that's very, very crown chakra based, and you want to move that energy, you want to balance that out, and also move yourself further down into your body and incorporate more of your chakra. Another thing is your crown chakra could be off balance if you can't seem to stop going over details, situations, decisions, or conversations in your head. So you're just stuck ruminating on it. You're just thinking all of the details that you could be thinking of that for this decision that you have coming up, a conversation that you had that just really, really bothered you, a situation that happened, whether it happened 10 years ago or it just happened 2 days ago. You're just like really stuck on those details, and you're just replaying it over and over and over again in your head. That's also an indication that you might need to do some work and balance out that crown chakra and come out of your head and further into the rest of your body, into the rest of the flow of the rest of your chakras. I know that a lot of us have heard of the saying, as above, so below, as within, so without. I like to also say, I don't know if that makes sense to you, but as within, so withinner, if that makes any sense. So as within, so further deeper within. So as you're consuming your foods that go in your food, it's going into your body, they also affect the further deeper things into you, like your soul, and they affect your chakras. As you start to look into your chakras and how to balance out your chakras, that also helps you out with your inner workings of your body, with your inner workings of your life, with your inner workings of your mind, with all kinds of like things that need to be things that are like considered intrinsic inside of you. Doing this work will help to balance out a lot of things. And then that, in turn, now reverberates outside of you. And you start to notice a difference in your life. You start to notice a difference in your relationships. You start to know a difference in your manifestations, in your job, and so on and so forth. So it's just kind of this trickle down effect. Like I said, today we're not going to go over the solutions for these things. We definitely want to touch onto those. But if you feel like any of these spoke to you, if any of these chakras are out of balance and you're like, hey, that kind of speaks to me, I want to learn a little bit more about that, definitely, look that up for yourself and see how to come into balance for yourself, or do some more research if that feels comfortable. If it feels comfortable to you to contact me and ask me about it, that'll be great too, and we can work something out as well. If you have a teacher or somebody that you work with, or some kind of other reference that you like to turn to and you want to find out more about that, definitely do that as well. And and just go ahead and just get started somewhere. But I just wanted to give everybody a few little tips just to kind of decide for themselves, hey, where do I begin? What kind of chakras are out of whack for me? So I hope that was kind of helpful for some of you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend, and go forth in this crazy time right now and do the best that you can. Much love to you all. Bye-bye.